Hello, Princess on a Pillow here. I am here to do a review slash recap with my opinion on Ready to Love Season 5, Episode 9. It's titled The Getaway Shuffle. Let's get started. Okay, so this week is the getaway weekend. Clifton arrives first at the getaway. Then Dekia arrives and she chooses her bedroom. I would have arrived early so I can choose a good bedroom too. So those two are good to go. So Joy arrives next. Um, and I'm not sure, but I think Clifton took her bag and put it in his room on his bed. Anyway, the others start to arrive. They start to trickle in. And Dekia is not happy that Clifton and Joy will be sharing the same room and the same bed. Anyway, Donovan arrives and Joy informs him that the only beds available are excuse me, are bunk beds. Well, you snooze, you lose, Donovan. He's one of the late arrivals. Next, Tommy comes in and he lets the group know that Tina is having car trouble, but she is on her way. Donovan said in his confession that basically he doesn't want Tina anymore. That's what he said, right? So Tommy tells them that one man will be going home this weekend. And at this point, I haven't seen the ending, so I don't know who went home, but I'm choosing Tori. I think Tori is going home. He only likes Sabrina. He likes nobody else but Sabrina. And he thinks that when he gives her the cold shoulder, she pays more attention to him. That's crazy. If somebody gives me the cold shoulder, I go the other way. The cold shoulder is body language to tell me that you don't like me, you're not into me, you want nothing to do with me. So if somebody gives me the cold shoulder, I'm not going to try and to get their attention. Hell no. No matter how much I like them, I'm going to go the other way. So I don't know what he's thinking. If he gives her the cold shoulder, she's more, she's going to show him more attention. That's crazy. I think that's childish. And now I think Clifton is regretting putting his Joy's bag on his bed because he's making a statement right there when he says that. He's saying that she's my number one. I'm going to spend the night with her. And she's the one I like. I don't like any other woman here. So he's making a statement. He may go home because of that. So I do predict either Tori or Clifton may go home. Anyway, next scene, Tori is talking to Demetrius. He's talking to Demetrius about Sabrina and the connection that both of them have with her. And Tori told Demetrius that the truth or dare threw him for a loop. He will never get over this truth or dare. I just don't understand. You're on a dating show with a whole bunch of people. You're supposed to see who you have a connection with. You may have a connection with 1, 2, 3, 4 people. But you have to explore those connections. What doesn't he understand about that? She didn't tongue him down. She didn't tongue down Demetrius when she kissed him. She just kissed him on the lips. So why is that so devastating to Tori? He'll never get over this. I don't know what his problem is. He just doesn't understand the game or the process, or I don't know. He figured because he likes her and she likes him, that's it. No. I'm so sick of him. I will be happy when he leaves. So Demetrius told him that, well, no decisions have been made yet. We'll just see what happens. So next we see Sabrina and Donovan. They're having a talk on the balcony. And Sabrina asks Donovan if at the end of this, does he want a relationship or does he want to just date? I don't know what the difference is, because if Sabrina and Donovan decide to date each other, aren't they going to get into a relationship? I don't know. I'm confused. I thought The purpose of this was to find someone that you have a connection with, the person you have the most connection with. When the show is over with, choose them as your number one. And when the show is over with, you continue dating each other in a committed relationship, and you see if that leads to marriage. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Because you can't find anybody to date outside of the process. So you're here to find someone to date, to find out if after you're, while you're dating, if this is the person you want to be with, right? I don't know. Anywho, Donovan basically said he wants to be in a committed relationship, but I don't believe Donovan. I don't believe him at all. And Sabrina finds out that Donovan hasn't been single for a long time. He's just recently been single. So she's concerned that he may not be ready to love if he just got out of a relationship. Next we see Carmen. She's coming on strong with Paul. Paul is sitting at the dining room table eating a salad. She's all up on him, and he's feeding her salad. That's gross. From the fork that he put in his mouth, he's putting in her mouth. That's gross. In his confessional, Paul said Tina did not show up for the date with Chill Bill, so he doesn't feel like a priority to her. So he plans on concentrating his attention on both Carmen and Dekia. And I don't think he wants neither Carmen or Dekia. He wants Tina. But his feelings are hurt because she didn't show up for the date with Chill Bill. But Carmen is happy that Tina is not there. She's flirting outrageously with Paul, getting all close and personal with him, rubbing his bald head, and he's basically sitting there eating a salad, ignoring her. The next scene, we see Clifton and Dekia. They're sitting on the porch. And Dekia wants him to talk to her about the connection he has with her and with Joy. But Clifton is just sitting there talking about the weather. And Dekia is disappointed. If I were Dekia, I would go home. She doesn't like anybody there. Nobody there likes her. Just go home, Dekia. Next, we see Joy and Demetrius. They're talking, and they're not friends. They don't like each other. Last time we saw them together, she cussed him out. But, I guess you have to be cordial to everybody. And their conversation, they only show a brief part of their conversation. He's telling her that he has two connections. I guess that's Sabrina and Tina. And that's it. They just showed a brief part of their conversation. Those two don't get along anyway. They're faking the funk. Next, we see Sabrina and Paul, another two that's faking the funk, because Sabrina and Paul don't have a connection, and she told him that, and ever since then, he's been throwing her name out as his bottom. Well, they're outside chilling by the water, and it's a beautiful scenery. And Sabrina asks Paul if he feels like he's getting closer to choosing one person as his number one, and he says no, because his number one is not there, which is Tina. He only wants Tina, and he's heartbroken. You can see it in his face, his demeanor. You can see it, because that's not Paul. Paul is an asshole. But he is smitten with Tina, and she's not there, so he's heartbroken. He's heartbroken because she didn't show up on a date with Chill Bill. Next we see Joy. She's talking to Donovan, and they're sitting outside. See Joy. Yeah, they're sitting outside, I think on the deck, and she has her feet on his knees. I don't know why, when she plans on spending the night with Clifton. But anyway, Donovan tells her that his biggest connection is with Sabrina and Carmen. And I don't see him interacting with Carmen at all. I don't think he likes her. He doesn't like her. In my opinion, when you like someone, especially if the feelings are new, you constantly want to be around that person. You laugh with that person. You talk to that person. You joke with that person. You flirt with that person. You smile with that person. And I don't see any of that going on with any of these people at all. I don't think any of them like each other romantically at all. Clifton and Joy, they are physically attracted to each other. And I think that's it. I don't think they have anything else in common. I don't think that's it. They're just physically attracted to each other. And Paul likes Tina, but she's ghost. She's ghosting all of them, actually. She's not there. He didn't show up for the date, and she's not there at the getaway. And I think that's the only connections that there is. Everybody else, they're just there to be on TV. Because nobody they don't like each other. Demetrius and Sabrina, Demetrius is a cold fish. He's totally cold. He doesn't smile. He doesn't laugh. He doesn't flirt. He's just there. And Donovan looked like he's just there to have a good time. Just to chill out and have a little vacation. Anywho, Clifton and Joy, yeah, they're the only two have a little bit of connection. And I think it's a sexual connection. They want to make the beast with the two backs. That's what they want to do. And they plan on doing it this weekend. That's why they're sharing rooms. Anywho, I think this is the worst season ever. Anyway, Carmen comes out on the porch and she asks for a minute with Donovan, and Joy leaves and she does the same thing. She put her feet on his knees. I think that's so rude. That's like going to someone's home and putting your feet on their center table. But he doesn't seem to mind it. He's rubbing her leg and caressing her leg. He doesn't seem to mind it. But I don't like it. Anyway, Carmen likes it. They talk about his connection with her and Sabrina. And Carmen is chit-chatting with him and she's flirting with him a little bit. And I feel like he's putting on a front. I don't think he's interested in her at all. He's not interested in any of these women. Next scene, the men are sitting around talking, and they're talking about Tina not showing up. And Donovan tells them that he called and texted her and got no response. Before, he said he didn't want nothing to do with her. He was going to concentrate on Sabrina and Carmen. Now he's calling Tina. The hell? Now all of a sudden, he's interested in her again. So he said he called and texted her and got no response. But he's still willing to give her a chance. Before, he said he was done with her. Now he's willing to give her a chance all over again. Clifton said that she is a great, fun person, but his conversation with her is surface level. Demetrius questions if Tina is ready for the process. Tori said that he is not feeling Tina's vibe. And I think that Tori and Tina will be good together. I've never even seen them together or talking together or anything together at all. But he's saying he doesn't like her vibe. He's not feeling her vibe. When did he talk to her? I never ever saw him talking to her. I think that those two would be perfect for each other. I think Paul is still in his feelings for Tina, because he said Tina should not be there because this is not important to her. He thinks if something is important to you, you'll make it your priority. And because she didn't show up for the date with Chill Bill and she didn't show up for the getaway, he's saying she has no reason to be there because she's not making the process a priority. But his feelings are hurt. I can tell. The ladies, they're in the kitchen. They're drinking wine and they're also talking about Tina being absent. Carmen tells the ladies that maybe something else is going on with her other than car trouble. And Joyce said, hey, I hope she's okay, but we are here and we're focusing on our connections. That's what Joyce says. Next scene, everyone sits down to dinner and Carmen makes a plate for Donovan. Why did she do that? A guy is going home this weekend. He should be making a plate for her. Donovan don't give a shit. He don't care. He's just there chilling. So she makes a plate for him. And earlier she went out to the porch to talk to him. He didn't approach her to talk to her. She approached him to talk to him, and now she's making him his plate. What the hell? You would think she thinks she's going home, but no, a man is going home. Donovan is just there just to have a good time, just for vacation. He don't care about none of these women. So Demetrius pulls out Sabrina's chair for her, and then he sits beside her. And she tells him, I'm going to sit beside you because I don't think you like me. And he's confused because he has always said that she's his number one. So he doesn't understand why she's saying that she doesn't think he likes her. But she tells him, we'll talk about this later. So after dinner, Clifton and Joy, they put on onesies, matching onesies. And the kid is taken aback. She's like, wait a minute, they're sharing rooms and they both decided to bring onesies, matching onesies. So she knows that they had a conversation before the trip and decided that they were going to share rooms and put on the same type of sleepwear. And she's confused. And I don't understand, when is she going to get it that Clifton likes Joy and that's the only person he likes? That's it. It's been that way since the beginning. Anyway, Serena talks to Demetrius. Well, she talked to him, but we didn't hear what they were saying. But in her confessional, she said, Demetrius is not doing anything to show her that he likes her. She says he's acting too cool for school and he needs to step it up. And now that I think about it, she's right. He's just there. He tells everybody that she's his number one every time when he talks to Tommy. And he tells her that she's his number one, that he doesn't do anything. He's just there. Boom. In the meantime, Joy is sitting on Paul's lap. Why? When she's getting ready to go have sex with Clifton in their bedroom. Why is she sitting on Paul's lap? Paul doesn't even seem to mind it. The next scene, Tori goes to talk with Sabrina. He's still talking about that truth or dare bullcrap. That's something he will never get over. I don't understand what he doesn't understand, that she has two connection. At that time, she had two connection. Him and Demetrius. She kissed Demetrius on the lips. Big whoop. So what? But Sabrina tells Tori that she sees him as more of a friend. And I'm glad she told him that, because I'm sick of him. This process is just not for him. But Tori, he took the news well. And now he has to scramble to find someone that he has a connection with. He should have been doing that from the get-go. You should have been trying to find a connection with not only Sabrina, but somebody else. But he has a connection with Serena, and that he just stopped at that. But now he has to scramble to find someone to have a connection with, because he knows he's going to be going home if he doesn't. It's too little too late for him. That's what I think anyway. The next morning, Demetrius is making mimosas. Clifton says in his confessional that waking up to Joy in the morning is like Christmas. And Joy seems happy as well. They either had sex or they fool around. I don't know which one they did. Maybe they did both. Something happened. Something went down. And Tina has still not appeared. Donovan calls her again, and he gets a voicemail, and he leaves her a message. I don't know why he's sweating her now. Before the beginning of the episode, he said he was done with Tina because she didn't show up. And now he's calling her, texting her, texting her. I don't know. Maybe he realized he doesn't like Sabrina anymore, or maybe he realized he doesn't like Carmen anymore. So he leaves her a voice message, and he's hoping that she shows up and defend herself as to why she wasn't there from the beginning. So Clifton and Joy, they're outside talking, and Joy asks him if anyone else has a connection with him. Why did she ask him that when she know the Kia thinks she has a connection with him? So why did she ask him that? I don't know. And she just slept in the bed with him. I don't understand what's going on there. But Clifton doesn't answer her. He says some other bullcrap. Oh, it's coming down to the wire, and there's a lot of people with connections, and we have to finally make a decision. He just doesn't answer the question. He's just talking and not answering the question. Me personally, I would have waited until he tells me, yes, you are my number one connection. And from this day forward, you're the one I'm going forward with. I would have make sure he tell me that before I sleep in bed with him. See, now after she sleep in bed with him, now she's asking him, is there anybody else that think they have a connection with you? And he's not answering her. So I don't know what that's all about. The next scene, Sabrina and Dekia are talking, and they are discussing the fact that Joy and Clifton shared a room. Together when they were one of the first people that arrived to the getaway, and there were other rooms available for her to choose from. She didn't have to shack up with him. It wasn't like it was the only room left, or there was no room left and she had to shack up with him. She arrived early enough to choose a room on her own, and the kid is wondering, why did they choose to share a room when there were several rooms available. And I find this out. Apparently, Clifton has been leading Dekia on behind the scenes. She said they talked on the phone, and he said that when they came to the getaway, they'll be hugging up on the couch, doing this, doing that, going for walks, and doing this and doing that. And now that he's there, he's shacked up with Joy, and he's spending all his time with Joy. And that's why she's surprised. I'm wondering, why is she surprised? Joy's always been Cliff's number one from the get-go. But now I find out that he's been leading her on behind the scenes. That damn Clifton. I knew I didn't like him. So that's why Dekia is upset with him. So Paul and Dekia, they go outside and they're talking. And they're both hurt. Dekia is hurt because Clifton is shacked up with Joy. And Paul is hurt because Tina didn't show up for the date and she didn't show up for the getaway. So misery likes company. So those two are hanging out. And Paul is being really, really sweet to Dekia. He's giving her compliments. He's telling her that she's the total package. And I don't know if he's being genuine or if he is doing this because he knows a guy is being eliminated. Is going to be eliminated. So I don't know. Maybe he's being genuine. Maybe he's not. I don't know. So next, Tommy shows up and he asks if anyone has spoken to Tina. And the answer, of course, is no. So the women deliberate with Tommy, and Tommy asks them who is their strongest connection. Sabrina says Donovan and Demetrius are her strongest connections. She said she has a strong connection with Demetrius. She said she feels very safe and secure around him, and she trusts him. But she said she feels like Donovan is in the lead. She said because he's more aggressive. I guess he shows her more that he shows her that he likes her more than Demetrius does. And I don't see that on camera, so it must be behind the scenes. She just hopes that Donovan is ready to settle down. Joy says her strongest connection is Clifton. Of course, everyone knows that. Dekia says Clifton is her strongest connection, but she knows that he has an even stronger connection with Joy. So Tommy asked her if Joy wasn't here, she said, yeah. Tommy asked her, what if Joy wasn't here? And she said if Joy wasn't there, she'd snatch up Clifton. But Clifton doesn't want her. You know what, Clifton, this is it. This is what I think. Clifton is only interested in Joy, right? But he knows he can't do that. He can't just show interest in just Joy because the women will say, oh, he's only interested in Joy, and send him home. So what he does is he chooses Dekia to show interest in because Dekia is a strong female and not a lot of people will go against her. So he chooses a strong female to pretend that he's interested in so that the women won't vote him out. That's what's going on with Clifton. He's not interested in Dekia. He's pretending to be interested in Dekia so that she won't throw his name out there to go home because she's a strong female personality, and the majority of the women will not go against her. That's what's going on with Clifton and Dakia. He don't want her. He don't like her. Anyway, Dakia said that her and Tori have developed a friendship, and there's a possibility of a connection. No, there isn't. Then she basically says Paul has broken out from the pack, and now he's coming forward. He's showing himself. Whatever that means. Notice she did not say she had a connection with Paul. And a matter of fact, she didn't say she had a connection with Tori either. Tommy said it. So he said, so you think there's a connection? He goes, yeah. She never ever actually said that there was a connection between her and Tori. And she never said that there was a connection between her and Paul. She says he's coming out from behind the pack is what she said about Paul. So she has no connection with none of these men. So why don't she just go on home? Oy. Carmen said that Paul is a smooth operator, but Donovan makes her laugh and she enjoys their time together. She said he is really funny and it's authentic. That man don't like you. He wants Tina now. Now all of a sudden he's blowing Tina's phone up. Go figure. Tommy asked Carmen if it were the end, if tonight was the end, who would she leave with? And she said she don't know. See, she has no connection with anyone. If you had a connection with someone, you would know who you were ready to leave with. Nobody likes Carmen, and Carmen doesn't like any of them. So she should go home too. This is the worst season. There's no connection with anybody. So Tommy asks, who is their weakest connection? Joy says Donovan. She said they talk and they text and basically there is nothing there. Dakia says Demetrius and Donovan. She said, Dakia said that she and Donovan started off strong, but it fizzled off. Dakia said Donovan didn't give her, what she said? Dakia said Donovan didn't give her enough in order to develop anything. And Carmen said her least connection is with Tori. And she said basically it's because they haven't gotten to know each other. Sabrina said that there is no romance with Tori. She also said Paul. She has no connection with Paul. So Tommy told them they need to figure out who will tell the men that one of them is not ready to love. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be Tori. So the next scene is everyone gathers outside with Tommy, and he calls Sabrina forward, and Sabrina calls Tori. She asks Tori to step forward, and she also asks Paul to step forward. And then it ends. So we're not going to know who went home or who is going home until next week. But I'm pretty sure it's Tori. But I really want them both to go home. Because Paul only likes Tina. He's pretending to like Carmen. He's pretending to like Dakia. Yeah, I want Paul. I want him all to go. I want the show to end. Because there's no connections. There's no connection here. There's none. This season was an epic fail. Yes, it was. Anyway, this is the end of my review. I will be back next week with another review. Thank you so very much for watching. Princess on a Pillow here. Bye.